I honestly wish you could see this studio, because there's so much in here that probably the average person would say, whoa, that's just too much. It's because I've been a daily writer for 29 years. And in very protective boxes, the 29 years of writing sits. It's waiting. Maybe for my eyes, maybe for somebody else's. I always call those people the future reader. And I do address them in my writing. Dear future reader, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? This is the way that it was. It's not a history book, but this was an experience. The 9/11 experience. The recession of 2008. Oh my goodness. There's just so much in here. And you would think, oh, it's only a book of negative energy. That's not the way it is. Because is that how you've walked your life? Has it been negative? Is that what you're keeping inside of you? Because the journals are all about locating that positive step, that building step, replenishing the forest floor, allowing there to be light during your moments of darkness. Or as Dave at the grocery store says, let's put some life in your bones, like God did. Okay, let's put some life in your bones. Hey, it's Arrow. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. I guess my sickness and my desire to write is about being present in this place of now. I am mindful and I'm very grateful. There's a lot of stuff that is endlessly going on around us. We speak openly about it. We do. When we're in our communities, we speak, oh my God, can you believe, blah, 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 blah. But we don't document it. We don't set it down on a sheet of paper for future reading and or a lesson for maybe a future person in your life. That future reader. That's what daily writing is about. It's about putting yourself, your truth, on a page. And let me ask you a question. When I said your truth on a page, is that where you said, oh, hell no, I'm out of here? Oh, hell no. So, you can't be truthful to yourself? It's one hell of a walk. And my God, it is a great adventure. This is The Daily Mess. I can't believe it's been 3 years since the global COVID-19 lockdown. Today in 2023, I'm puzzled by the multiple times that allergies, colds, and maybe COVID is still just floating around. This isn't a mask agenda conversation, nor is this going to be a message saying that the COVID coast is not clear. To the future reader, our homes have changed over the past 3 years in the way of having a large number of COVID tests readily available. Oh, you should see mine stacked up. And the thermometers of many. I also have a blood pressure checking device. See, these are the right tools to catch the early signs in an age where families are still being struck down by the COVID virus. A very close family to me was struck down just last week. All of them in the same house. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, whoa, you don't even have time to run? All of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. It's strange. 3 years after the big lockdown, and it's still happening. Commercials on television are talking about medications, whereas in 2020, we only had the great mystery. The difference between a cold and allergies is a temp, body aches, and sore throat. Allergies are about the itchy body and the itchy eyes. How about the COVID? Has it changed any? Respiratory, fatigue, fever, cough. The great mystery now is, I got 3 out of the 5. Do I go ahead and open up that package? How are you leading your life? Honestly, how are you leading yours? Are you going into it with your head down and you're just, boom, we're going to hit the fire. We're not running away from the flames anymore. We're just going to go on and we're going to live life the way that we need to live life. I love that ambition. I love that strength. But I don't want you to be in the same situation as the Mac family. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3. No warning. It just happened. Where'd you pick it up? You know, when I was a kid, we would always joke about, I'm not going into that house. I'm not going into that hospital. There's warts in there. What do you mean there's warts in there? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard that you go in there, you touch anything, you're going to get warts on your fingers and your toes. Really? That's a witch's house. Oh, come on. Did you ever do that? Did you ever fear? I'm not going into that hospital. I'm going to come out with a wart. I don't see people with warts these days. Do they exist? They did when I was a kid. I learned to keep my hands to myself. I wasn't going to break something in that china shop. Not me. How are you preparing your daily, every day? And what are your symptoms as we grow into a brand new spring season? Are they allergies? Is it a cold? Do you have it? Do you even worry about it? That thing right here in the center of your, right there on the chest, that heart is constantly thinking about it. But this thing up here, the brain, tells it to mind its own business. It does. Those two have got to get along, and you've got to be prepared. And how are you doing that? Write it out. Share the story. When you get the symptoms, you've got something for the doctor to hold. It's amazing. Every day I take my blood pressure because my doctor, after 14 years of having a heart attack, still wants to see my numbers. He says, heart disease doesn't go away. I want to see your numbers. So every day in my daily writing, there they are. My BP numbers, my temperature at 7:23 this morning. It's all there. So if anything, just jot some notes down for you. For you. And if somebody in the future shall fall upon it and a doctor or somebody says, did you see any signs? I don't know. Let me go to their journal. Holy shit, look at this. I'm Arrow, and that's The Daily Mess.